Hey, what's going on, my fellow Pixel Gun 3D players? My name is Exotic Gaming, and welcome back to a very exciting and, quite honestly, a highly asked for video. We're going to take a step back in time for today's video and look at the top 10 coolest glitches to ever exist in Pixel Gun 3D. Now, to be honest here, Pixel Gun 3D has been a very glitchy game for much of its existence, and that's okay. That's what made this game fun. Some of the craziest glitches existed in the oldest versions of this game, so let's see what we have in store for us. Now before we begin this video, I just need to ask one thing from you. Please leave a like down below. So many people clickbait their way into making these glitch videos, but no, not me. Everything you see in this video existed at one point in Pixel Gun 3D. I tried to make the best possible content for you all on Pixel Gun 3D, and videos like this take a really long time to make. So the least you can do is leave a like in return. Thank you. And with that, without taking any more time, let's jump into this. So since Halloween is coming up very shortly, I thought it was very fitting to show you guys an out-of-the-map block mart glitch that you used to be able to do only about a year ago now in Pixel Gun 3D. You needed to have a friend already in the map block marts. What you did was went into the map Pirates, traveled to the very far edge of the map, and then left the game. Then what you would do is you would go to your friends tab, join your friend, and then after you entered the password, turned off your phone, turned it back on, and then when it reconnected you, it would spawn you outside of the map. It was that simple to get outside of block marts. And everybody plays block mart now since it's October. This was how easy it was to get out of the map. And then you could explore, and you could explore far. You could go all the way to these skyscrapers on the very edge of the map, or you could get all the way to the point where the ground stopped rendering in and you could even fall down underneath the map, similar to some of the other maps in Pixel Gun 3D. You could have an awesome view of the map, and it was one of the coolest glitches at its time. But for the second glitch, we have a Heaven Garden glitch in one of the very early versions of Pixel Gun 3D. You could do this back in 2014, early 2015. And the key to this glitch was this spot right here. What you basically did was jumped and then double jumped, and for whatever reason, the corner of the tree was very glitchy. And you could actually get inside the tree in Heaven Garden. At this point in time where I am standing right here, I am completely and utterly invisible and no one is able to see me. At this point now, you could take out weapons like your Prototype S, or you could get your anti-champion rifle and then shoot people through the wall and they will never even see where you are. You could get one of the coolest kill streaks ever with this glitch in Heaven Garden. But it's been many years since you have been able to do this in Pixel Gun 3D. For the next glitch, who wants to fly? I know I do, and I don't want to use a jetpack when doing it. So in the map Mafia Mansion, you used to be able to get up on top of the ceiling of the map. All you needed was the plasma releaser and something called a turbo potion, which gave you anti-gravity. Then you would blast yourself up against the edge of the map, and then you would just be flying on top of the map. And that's absolutely insane. To think about how this used to exist in Pixel Gun 3D is just utterly ridiculous. At this point, you could get all the way to the trees outside of the map. Other people could shoot you if they had wall break weapons, and it was pretty easy because you were either on top of them or on these trees, but you could also kill them. And who would expect somebody to be outside of the map? Now you can't do this in Pixel Gun 3D unless you have some sort of wall hack. But to think you could do this with something as simple as the plasma releaser in the early days of Pixel Gun 3D, that's absolutely insane. However, it's been about 3 years since you were able to do this. So, if you want to fly indefinitely in Pixel Gun 3D, well, just go to one of the earliest versions of this game and then glitch the double jump boots. There was a glitch in the game to where you would basically pause and then unequip and then re-equip your Ninja Tabby boots and then be able to continuously jump over and over and over again in this game. Now, this was a way to get out of the map Sky Islands and actually get underneath the map. You would travel as far as you possibly could get out of the map and then fall down to the point where you wouldn't commit suicide, and then you would be able to get to these islands that are here underneath where you normally play in the game. You have not been able to do this for many, many years. But to think that this actually existed is absolutely awesome. You could continue abusing the Ninja Tabby boots and then get up on top of the clouds. For whatever reason, you could get on top of those. I don't know why, but you could get some of the coolest kills ever with this glitch. Now, this is actually probably one of the coolest kills ever. This actually involves yourself getting into the wall completely invisible in Deadly Complex in Deadly Games. It was that cool. So basically what you needed to do was travel to this specific part of the map. Wait for this little death thing to fall down and then spam that jump button on the edge of the map. And then for whatever reason, it would just push you out of the map. And guess what? You could do this up until about only 7 months ago now. So this is one of the newest glitches we're talking about in this video. At this point in time, you couldn't move or else you would fall out of the map, but you could see into many rooms at a time. See where enemies are, but they couldn't see you. And that would give you such an unfair advantage to the point where you could win every single time in Deadly Complex in Deadly Games. This is one of the coolest ways to win in Pixel Gun 3D. Next up, we have another glitch that involves a friend in the map Night Christmas Town. If you wanted to get out of the map and underneath the map Night Christmas Town, well, you had to travel back to about late 2016 Pixel Gun 3D. You needed to have a friend in Night Christmas Town, you needed to go into Space Station, travel to the very bottom of the map, you needed to quit, you needed to go join your friend in the map Night Christmas Town, turn off your phone, reconnect, and once you joined into the map, you would literally be inside these weird pillars that everything is generally spawning on. Guess what? Other players wouldn't see you. They wouldn't even see your name tag, but you could see them. So what you could basically do was, again, abuse this power, get the most insane kill streaks ever, no one would be able to see you, and as you can see right here, you can get some of the coolest kills in Pixel Gun 3D history. I killed myself there with a second account because I didn't have a friend that I could actually join. I cry every time. Hey, we're back in Heaven Garden again. However, this is a much cooler glitch than the one that we mentioned earlier. Maybe you've tried to do this yourself in the past and failed, but guess what? In 2015 Pixel Gun 3D, you could do it. You would travel to this specific spot of the map, and then just start flying out of the map with a jetpack. It was that simple. Eventually, you would get yourself to these pillars, and then you would hit a barrier, but don't worry, you would just fly over the barrier, and then fall back down, and then you would get yourself on the edge of the map, outside of the map technically, with one of the coolest views of any map in Pixel Gun 3D ever. You can see the entirety of Heaven Garden far in the distance, and I just think it looks absolutely fantastic. Even if this wasn't the most effective glitch ever, it's one of the coolest looking glitches ever. And I gotta say, it looks absolutely awesome. However, though, we must go on to our next glitch, and this next glitch goes way back in time, as you can see from the screen that is right here. You ever wanted to get out of the map Ant's life? Maybe you've seen outside that window and wondered what was out there? Well, you could do that in 2015 Pixel Gun 3D. Now, this was a weird glitch. You would basically abuse the ability to rise up in the air very fast with a jetpack when you respawned, and you would basically hope to respawn in an area where you're standing right here. If you did it right, you would spawn in, spam that jump button where your jetpack was, and then you would fly up through the ceiling to where I am right here. You would have, again, just like with that Heaven Garden glitch, one of the coolest views of any map ever. You would be so cool. People would even call you fake, like Awesome Boy in the chat. You could continue traveling farther and farther away, of course, equipping a wall break weapon, and then you would get some amazing kills once again, standing on tops of places that the Pixel Gun developers never intended you to get to. This is my favorite glitch in this game ever. However, we cannot forget about the way that you used to be able to get out of the map Area 52 Labs. You would basically travel to this forklift right here. Didn't matter what things you had equipped, you would basically just run at this forklift and then spam your character like I'm doing right here. Eventually, if you did it correctly, it might take 1 second, it might take 10 seconds, you'd literally teleport out of the map. So many people thought this was fake in the comment section of my video until they started trying it, and then people were just like, oh my god, how does this work? And I still, 2 years later, don't know how this worked. You would teleport even into different areas of the map, so you could see Area 52 Labs in its entirety. Who wants to see the tanks outside of the map? I know I do. Well, guess what? In 2016 Pixel Gun 3D, you could actually do it. So freaking cool, man. But guess what, guys? Now we need to talk about our honorable mention. First off, I want to apologize for the video quality here. This was all the way back 4.5 years ago when I didn't know how to make high quality videos. Nevertheless, it's still a fantastic glitch to get out of the map Warehouse Assaults. All you needed was your anti-gravity blaster, famous for these old glitches. You would blast yourself up on top of the very edge of the map, and then, for whatever reason, just moving left and right, your character would glitch and clip through the wall. You would have to be very careful not to fall back into the map, but eventually you would do it right, and then you would fall right through the wall, right out of the map. You could get all the way to these very unusual cranes and gun crates, and without a doubt, it was one of the coolest glitches of 2013 and 2014 Pixel Gun 3D. So guys, this is it. This is the moment you all have been waiting for. Maybe you expected it, maybe you didn't. But regardless, welcome to Slender Forest. This is by far and large one of the most involved glitches in Pixel Gun 3D history. However, it is one of the most rewarding. Everything from the very beginning where you got to this specific spot, equipping certain things to give yourself just the right amount of anti-gravity with your double jump boots, to everything afterwards where you had to blast yourself up through a series of ceilings, traveling specific pathways in a sort of maze where if you took a wrong turn, you died. This is probably the hardest glitch in Pixel Gun 3D history, where you would eventually get to a very distant helicopter in Slender Forest. In the meantime, you'd pass by weird blocks in the map that would show an overlay of this Slender Forest map, maybe used in the developing process of this map. Now mind you, this was a very early version of Pixel Gun 3D, so who knows if this is still out there. Eventually, you would find the very base of the map, the blank green grass, and the blue water that they would use when first developing this map. And eventually, you would get to the helicopter. This is about as far as you can possibly get from any map in Pixel Gun 3D. And it's amazing that you can even see this from the beginning part of the map. If you used your anti-gravity blaster and blasted yourself up a series of walls, you would finally get to the crashed helicopter in Slender Forest. Now who knows what they could have used this helicopter for? Maybe this was going to be used in a different part of the map that they never completed. There are tons of mysteries and myths around this helicopter. Who knows? Let me know down below in the comments what you think. But with that being said, guys, that is basically it for today's video. I hope you all did enjoy the top 10 biggest and craziest glitches in Pixel Gun 3D. Everything that I showed you was footage I showed in earlier videos that I posted throughout the past 3, 4, 5 years. If you want to check those videos out, you can check out my Out of the Maps playlist and my Glitches playlist that I will be linking down below in the description. But with that being said, make sure to leave a like if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe for more Pixel Gun 3D content. Be sure to turn on post notifications because that is most important. And I will see you guys in the next video.